Audio Jungle.
Let me thank the organizers of the program for bringing us together to have these conversations, which are supposed to be something that's supposed to be ongoing since should have been ongoing since we lost the election years back. But it's yet not late to have those conversations. Listening to the passionate conversation by Honorable Rita, I knew what you went through at that moment. A lot of candidates went through that process, fighting against their party, trying to survive from the obstacle created by the party. And it's so painful. And I listened to the former minister and what he talked about. I guess all of us have been able to say these problems, but the conversation now needs to shift. What do we do to come out of this problem? Because when you say, are we playing opposition? We are not yet in that level to even ask ourselves whether we are playing opposition role, because we are not yet opposition. We seem to be working for different people and different interests now. So I don't come back to say, realize that we're opposition and restructure ourselves along that opposition line. The way you have opposition in Senegal, in Ghana, in other parts of the West Africa, we're not even up to 10% as an opposition political party. And Nigeria used to be the hotbed of African political activism, but suddenly the PDP cannot play that role as opposition. So we need to ask ourselves, why are we not playing that role as an opposition political party? So those things has happened before we came in, and it keeps happening. So let's leave what happened in the past or the mistakes some of our founding fathers made. But you will also agree that they laid enough foundation for us. The standard we're operating today is painful, embarrassing, and insulting. It's nothing near what our founding fathers had, even though they had their own shortfall. I listened to the member of NWC speak passionately about how they inherited the challenges. But what I will ask him is, are you proud the way your own NWC is running now? Are you going to, because there were people who created these problems for you, those who are still creating that problem, is that a justification? Don't you have your own sense of duty and responsibility to now say, let's change the way these things are happening? Can't you just say, I want this to change? The NWC is like a judge, not only doing justice, but you must be seen to be doing justice. If you look at some of the things that has happened, yes, we lost the election, we lost funding, we started, surviving from governors or individual stakeholders and so on and so forth. But the biggest problem your own NWC is facing today, which is also affecting our role as an opposition party. Today we're in parliament, but whether you like it or not, the PDP lawmakers are not playing opposition role. Even the Labour Party can even be more better than us today. Inside the house where I'm coming from now, is leadership. We watch the body language of everybody. Today, who is our leader as opposition leader today in the House of Representatives? Chinda. Who is Chinda working for? Wike. It's not difficult for us to decode. It's very simple. You see him always in Port Harcourt on protest in support of the other APC people. And then once opposition, people have to believe in you. Can Nigerians believe that this man is the leader of the opposition in parliament and he's there at the other side doing rallies that will help push the PDP governor out of office? So perception is also very important. When you people, that's why I say perception. When you people went to withdraw a case, or say they should not withdraw a case, and what was that case? A case that will allow our members who have joined the APC and once impeach your PDP governor, and then your own NWC, because when I say your own NWC, whatever the chairman does should be seen as what NWC is doing. Files a process that they want to continue that case. What will be the outcome of that case? Those who are in APC will win and impeach your PDP governor. Do you want party members to have confidence that you are doing something? So that's why I said, how you people carry yourself is also important in helping us. Today, they don't call us meeting as opposition lawmakers to say this is the direction we should take on any particular matter. We have not met with you people. I suppose if there's a budget cycle, they're supposed to call us and say this is the direction we should take. Let it not be that we disobeyed. Some of your NWC people even endorsed the candidates that APC brought before we are now in a race to join to endorse. They have already met with some of you people. And you people are giving them your word. So do you now want us to start fighting when even those who were looking up to have give their endorsement, we have to find a way to survive. You don't call us to a meeting. You constitute committees at times. You don't take us. So if you consider us a viable partner in that project, we should also be part of it. Because all over the world, it is the lawmakers you have in parliament that shows the strength of that opposition that party has. Check NDC in Ghana. It's what those lawmakers are doing. Check economic freedom fighters in South Africa. The DA. It's their lawmakers. They're the one that... So if your lawmakers are sleeping, everybody is sleeping, you can't call yourself an opposition party. We have been so decimated that just a few days, P2B left to Labour. And he's scoring the same 12 states with us. We should agree that we failed. We completely failed. 12 states. If they are the ones they took away from him, in that case, he had even the highest number of states in that election. So that should tell us that the new generation is moving away from us. They don't believe us. Leave the grammar. They don't see us as people who can bring change. They don't see us as people who can be trusted. That is why they moved the other direction. And now they are laughing at us. When I was coming, I saw fix PDP to fix Nigeria. Very fantastic. But before you fix PDP, you have to fix everything that is internal. And that starts with issue of leadership struggle. You can't move it aside. And let me tell you, as long as we don't resolve these issues, the people out there are just laughing at us. Like basic constitutional responsibility, Article 45 and 47, a tradition that we've maintained over the years. We find it difficult to speak the truth. What is Damagu still doing? I ask you here now, as the national chairman of the party, going by that tradition. So let's leave Wike out of it. Wike has taken a job to run errands for APC. So we already know where he belongs. But then what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we now doing as a group to rescue the party? So the point I'm trying to make here is that Article 47, 45 was very clear. That when that vacancy occurs, the party NEC picks a person from that zone or area where the former occupants originated. And you have become acting chairman by virtue of 45. Call a NEC meeting to appoint an acting chairman. Is that difficult for somebody who wants Nigerians to take him serious? And now that inability to do that is what brought this round of crisis again. And let me say this. You people know what you are doing. Don't say you don't know. Because you people are running fast, conducting all these congresses. From LUGA to Ward. Now I saw a notice you people put for Zona. You are not acting on behalf of NEC. You know there's a NEC meeting you have been dodging, shifting. Tomorrow you say there's Muslim meeting. Tomorrow you say there's Christian meeting. You keep changing up to today. And now again, I open my phone. I see a notice that they have started selling form for zonal election. So when you finish doing all this damage, planting all these people you are planting, what is your ultimate goal in 2027? Who do you think will stay in such a party, knowing what you are planting now? Why are you rushing to zonal congress of next year? Why are you doing it now? Somebody somewhere people believe is telling you people, do it now. I thought we were talking about reconciliation. I thought we were talking about, bringing everyone together. Why do people go home now? You send another notice, you are doing zonal Congress, you are selling nomination form. And then you now say you are acting on behalf of NEC. You act on behalf of NEC when there's emergency. Is there emergency now? For election of next year? But because you don't want to wait till the next NEC meeting, you just want to do it. We have crisis in almost 20-something states on these issues. And again, I can say this boldly. You sit in NWC, a man says clearly that he will not want you to win the presidential election. Clearly. There are about 5-6 of them who says it everywhere they go. But you are still giving him the structure. If you say we cannot win a presidential election, why are you people giving them the structure? That is why people believe that people have been bought and sold by Wike. That's why they believe it. Because you need to tell them why. And now, members are decamping in parliament as you are aware. The reason why they are leaving, they feel this umbrella can no longer cover them. So by the time you people finish these things you are doing, in Edo, you saw how the party won, and it was taken away before everybody's own eye. But you saw the role played by all members of the party that you people are also dealing with. That not be their group. All these are weakest elements in the party. Even Fintri that was in that Edo was still on the other end supporting what is happening in the party, making people doubt how genuine is he in all these issues. So he brought his cousin, the rec went to go and change the result of Ikbaboko, what they call it, Orodo and all that your party won. I thought you people should be very decisive in dealing with him. But I ask you today, have you people shown any decisive capacity or ability? At least, yes, there's a lot of anti-party in the party, but there's one all of us, every Nigerians know, that has become embarrassing and stupid at the same time. You people know that one. It's just one. Just one. Okay, and every day you talked about.
Let's keep it very simple.
You talked about Atiku here. It's not just only him. There's other people that have done the same thing. But remember when they did that, they left and went in to other place to do it. Now we have a new version. This one says he's not going to go. He will stay inside and burn it down. There's an element of being a coward in his own because he's not sure of himself to go into that place where he's working. Like Peter Obi then left, Okwankwaso them left, and Atiku them left that time to fight man to man. But this one is saying he's not leaving. And he's with you people. And you people are saying, okay, when they finish the issue of structure, remember you people said some states will not be announced. Is that not what they said? The caretakers will remain. But you people change rivers where he comes from. Have you forgotten? Later you people said there was a court order and published the list. And then today, there was no local government election in the party because the structure is in the hand of APC members. And the man has to run for his dear life. Should he do his local government election with people who are carrying the flag of the party by members or but being members of APC? You people never bothered about the danger of what was happening. So what I'm saying that as we seek solution, we should be bold, courageous, and honest to tell ourselves the truth. That at this moment, we need to solve the issue of leadership. And then we'll now start the conversation of rebranding, uniting, reconciling. How can you reconcile when you are the one creating the problem? You can't reconcile anybody. You are sitting on a job that is not your job. So please, now our governors forum is factionalized now. Those who want him to go and those who want him to stay. How does that help us as an opposition party? And I will appeal to you people. Let him make sacrifice. Many people have made sacrifice in the party. Let's go. Party has helped him. He has tried. He has even stayed more than any acting chairman ever. And let us respect this tradition. By now, we should be leading conversation with other opposition parties. And that's what Wike is trying to distract us from doing. Now, the conversation should be how do we rebrand? How do we bring in Labour? How do we bring NMPP? So that we can form a mega alliance and confront these monsters. So this conversation we are having is not even the right conversation. It is we're just running around the whole thing. Let's discuss with outside parties. And for us to do that, we need to remove those who doesn't want that to happen. Have the NWC today does any engagement as a leading opposition with NMPP, with the Labour Party? No, because that's not the agenda. The agenda is to continue to run around this cycle.
Thank you.
So I will plead with you that we are not playing opposition role. So there cannot even be any question I can even answer you because we are not playing opposition role. Even in the parliament, we are not playing. So let us now go back and fix our house, which is leaking heavily, before we can now set an agenda for us lawmakers. There's no opposition. Those who are leading us are those who are with those who have said you can never win an election. So how can we oppose when they want the other side to win? Thank you.
Quickly agree with some of the position articulated this evening, particularly that of the present moderator who spoke earlier about some of the steps the party took throughout its journey 25 years down the drain. Now, the trajectory of events as presented by him is sufficient to guide us into understanding some of the problems and the missteps that the party, had to take. But oftentimes, you hear people blaming the present NWC in particular, as presently constituted. While I don't sit here to speak for the NWC per se, one cannot but be able to reconcile some of the problems the party had to run through. And that was why almost everything he said, I was agreeing with him, that some of the mistakes the party made throughout its history, were responsible for the position it found itself today. We deviated from Obasanjo's era, and he said that much. That was correct. All of those problems, if you aggregate them, you will then be able to come up with an informed decision as to why PDP is not in the position to play the kind of opposition that you expect it to play at the moment. Now, playing opposition or expecting the party to be the one to be speaking for you all the time is not going to be in the interest of anyone if you are a member of the PDP or any opposition party at all. What is expected of you is to look within yourself. What is that little contribution you can give to the party, particularly during elections, when people will carry leaf or symbol of transaction to say that they are for sale at the eve of election, and they are ready to collect money to compromise the chances of their party and to sell the party as they would like to. PDP presently is into this problem not because of the present NWC, which is what everyone seated here will want to hear. We inherited the problem, and the lacuna in the Constitution, if you choose to describe it as such, is what has informed the present situation that we have found ourselves. Somebody will say the party has one person who has bought off every other person in the NWC. That cannot be correct. I stand to be corrected. I am probably the most audible Deputy National Publicity Secretary in history, with every humility. I have been critical even of the system, even of the present NWC. Those who listen to BBC from my side of the divide, the north, would have listened to my voice every other day, trying to put the narrative correctly. I do that with Voice of America, I do that with Radio Nigeria. I speak every day on channels, on AIT, on Arise, and on other social media platforms, trying to see how we could reconcile and strike a balance in the situation. But unless I speak what you think is the right thing, you are not satisfied. People will say, oh no, none of them. PDP is in the pocket of Wike. PDP is in the... How can we be in the pocket of Wike? That cannot be correct narrative. And I'm sure the aggregate majority of us in this house will want to hear that is a position. That's not correct. The problem emanated from our doings and undoings. Let us narrow it from 2015. Who brought us into losing this election? It is the same we. I will narrow it to Atiku Abubakar, our former presidential candidate. Don't let any one of us here forget the role this same Atiku Abubakar played in bringing PDP down in 2015. Just for losing that ticket. Is that out of history? We were not deceived. And what happened? Atiku Abubakar contributed in foisting one of the worst governments in human history. Buhari, who superintended over Nigeria like a trojan, ensuring that the entire values of Nigeria, not just democratic values, were eroded. We didn't get to see Atiku Abubakar until at the eve of 2019 election. He emerged after allowing an individual or a set of people to build this party and bring it to fruition, to what it was. He jumped from nowhere and came and said he wanted the ticket of the party. And through whatever means possible, he picked the ticket in Port Harcourt, and we all rallied behind him and supported him to deliver that election. And I concede to you that election was rigged in 2019. But have we forgotten the role he played? Some of us stood back, followed him throughout to the Supreme Court to ensure that we retrieve our mandate. We lost that thing. We didn't see Atiku again until at the end of 2023. Atiku came leading that party with all the effort many other people have done. And then he surfaced again and got the ticket. You'll be fair to us, we all rallied behind the same Atiku and we went to that election. There's no way at the eve of that election, 5 governors will be threatening this party. And Atiku Abubakar will play that kind of levity and carelessness to say that they can go to hell. Aided by an IU who was clearly working for something different from what we are. So the problem that this present NWC is contending with is a problem we inherited. We saw it clearly and some of us came all out and said to Atiku, we were leaving me. As if we have not learned any lesson from the 2014 convention where 5 governors walked out of the convention, even then that we had a sitting president in Goodluck Jonathan, and 23 governors, or 21 governors for the record, and we went ahead and lost that election. How could we have learned the lesson that we were going to lose 2023? With 5 governors walking out of the convention, and we called them they can go to hell? And you did all that you needed to do to ensure that that was sabotage. As an insider, I can tell you, Ayu was saying head or tail, they are both my friends. Meaning, Tinubu, Atiku, they are all my friends. So this was a problem we presently inherited, and there's no way we would be expected to take these problems or this blame, hook, line, and sinker, like many of us are willing to do now.
Thank you, sir.
Now, would you allow me to do a conclusion, please? It is only to admonish us to understand that some of these problems are self-inflicted. We could have done things differently to salvage the situation, but we have not collectively helped ourselves, and if we intend to help ourselves, we will do so and we will come out triumphant. I've always argued PDP is the elephant in the house. It is the Trojan. It is the only political party throughout Nigerian history that has remained with its texture, color, symbol, symptoms, and objective. From 1998, when it was formed alongside 4 other parties, all of them have fizzled in the thin air. Only PDP has remained in history with its color. This PDP will survive this present problem. This PDP will come triumphant. On a final conclusion, I want to admonish my sister, Honorable Rita. Rita is a personal friend. She spoke out of frustration and disappointment, and she is justified, for the record. I have severally disagreed with her, either at the instance of Shehima Kede in Ibadan or every other place. We have argued on this issue. She is justified to feel pain. I ran for the governorship of Kebbi State. Same problem that was meted on her was meted on me. But I still believe in this party. I still believe in the same IU and the same system that we had way back. Did everything possible from Wadata and sabotaged me, who has remained with this party throughout history, giving the ticket to somebody who emerged from the surface less than 5 months into the primaries, and then took the party with the connivance of Aleru and other people who jumped into the party after taking part in their party primaries in the morning. By 5 p.m. in the evening, they were back in Wadata, and they went to Wadata and paid money and were given senatorial ticket. These were the roles they played in sabotaging the party, and that was what led us to the loss of election. So if we are looking at the entire problems of the party, it's an entire gamut of problems, and every other person, the blames are big, are large enough to go around, and they can be apportioned to each and every one of us. So don't narrow it to present NWC. We may have our weaknesses, we may have our shortcomings, but we are doing the best in the circumstance to salvage the situation out of this despair and despondency that we seem to have found ourselves. But we can do more by ensuring that we reduce this level of criticism. Only a fortnight ago, we constituted 2 committees, one for reconciliation and one for discipline. These committees are made up of distinguished Nigerians. What we have failed to do as NWC, we have trusted them to do so. And let them do it and see if these problems are. And then we had, if you are saying Wike, we have allowed Wike. This is the same party who watched, we had 39 senators, for crying out loud. Wike came in there, he was screened, he was cleared, and he was allowed to take a bow and go. With our senators sitting there. If you think it's a problem, why did you allow him from that level? We have governors, 13 of them. They cannot be able to provide leadership for this governor, and you allow one person to, and then you take all the blames on an NWC. How unjust can we be? So please, on a final conclusion, let us look at these problems. It's an internal problem. It is one that we can redeem collectively, and let us work together and salvage the situation so that we will leave something for our children and grandchildren.
Thank you once again. Thank you.
We are coming to have a family meeting, a family discourse, where we will be seeing not only concerned members of PDP, but we'll see other stakeholders, particularly those that are saddled with the responsibility of administering the affairs of the party. I wish some of them were here, so that we'll look at ourselves in the face and tell ourselves the naked truth, so that we could talk to each other as family members, so that we could be frank, brutally frank, about what's amiss in our party, what we need to do to restructure and reposition and strengthen our party for greater successes ahead. Like has been said here, PDP today is the only party that is truly Nigerian. PDP is the party that belongs to all Nigerians. You cannot pinpoint at any single individual or group of individuals, no matter how highly placed or lowly placed, that will say, this is our party. We've had the misfortune of a former president leaving this party, PDP had remained. We've had the misfortune of former vice president leaving, PDP had remained. We've had the misfortune of former Senate presidents leaving, PDP had remained. We've had the misfortune of PDP serving governors leaving, and PDP had remained. And today, it is the only party since inception that had maintained its name, maintained its identity, maintained its logo, maintained its motto and slogan. So PDP is indeed Nigeria. And that is why some of us are very, very concerned with what is happening to our party. And I've had the privilege and honor of saying at different occasions that if we are not careful, we allow the existing seeming crisis, disagreements that are now existing within our party to permeate deep down, then we may end up not having PDP again, God forbid. If we don't have PDP, that is the end of opposition in Nigeria. And as soon as we don't have opposition, that's the end of democracy in Nigeria. Again, God forbid. I had said to myself, distinguished leaders, PDP has seen the best that any political party can see in the world. We have also seen the worst that can happen to any political party in the world. In Nigerian political history, PDP is the only party that had won election 4 times. Only PDP. Twice was Obasanjo, once was Eradua, once was Jonathan. No political party to date had won election 4 times since the First Republic to date. We've also lost election 3 times, again with broken record. PDP is the only party again that had lost election 3 times in Nigeria. Critical infrastructure in Nigeria, PDP built it. Critical institutions in Nigeria that are now shaping the destiny of this country were either built or strengthened by PDP. We've had shares of crisis again. The Admodu Sharif crisis, which almost brought us to our knees, and a lot of other in-house bickerings, which are normal in a democratic setting. But there's something that is wrong with PDP. The last speaker had alluded to the party not giving due recognition and respect to the people who are within the party and building the party. I have observed, if you want to be respected in PDP, you need to decamp. When you decamp today, as you are coming back, everybody will be shouting hallelujah. Those that have remained to keep the party going will now be rendered irrelevant. What manner of party is that? What manner of party is that? So it's important, distinguished stakeholders, that if indeed we want to win election, we must learn how to operate like an opposition party. We don't know how to do opposition. Because up to now, we see ourselves as if we are in government. The arrogance, the sense and feelings of entitlement, and so on and so forth. We must shake ourselves off that toga if we want to survive as a political party. As a political party that wants to capture power at the center. And why not? We can do it. We've done it before. There is no reason why we cannot do it again. So what I want to see at the end of this session is that we should come out with certain naked truth that we will have told ourselves, and that which the convenience will now codify and then take to the leadership of this party.
Audio Jungle.